Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here with the continuation of our Dead Space Remake Collectibles guide. I'm showing you weapons, upgrades, nodes, logs, and everything in between, even side missions. Now, as soon as you come back into the hangar bay, this will officially start Chapter 3, and if you look to the right, you'll be able to use your kinesis to grab a log called It's Mine. After grabbing that log, we can basically start the next side mission, and this one is for the You Are Not Authorized side mission. Basically, there are 7 rigs that we'll be able to find as we play. Once we get all 7, we can take them to a certain location and then complete the You Are Not Authorized side mission for an achievement or trophy. From the previous log location, you'll be able to just kind of walk forward towards our main objective, which is through this kind of zero gravity area that has no air and to the right. But if we stick to the left-hand side, basically on the opposite side of the bay, we'll be able to find an oxygen place to refuel if we need to, but we'll also be able to find a purple floating collectible. This is Voelker's rig. Upon following the main objective path, you will eventually get out of the zero gravity, no oxygen area on your way to the engineering deck. You'll pass by a door which you can go into to find some extras, but at the end of the hall, you'll be able to find a text log called Growth. You will then reach the kind of central control console room. This is an area you absolutely can't miss and kind of the central location for Mission 3. And to the right-hand side, you'll be able to find Temple Log 01. Following the main mission path, we'll be asked to go and refuel the engines, and on our way there, we'll come through a door, go down this staircase, and in front of us will be a very obvious new weapon called the Ripper, which I actually really like. Before moving on from the Ripper, let's grab a couple of things. In the bathroom, right next to that collectible, walk through the door and find a log on the wall. Make sure you interact with it to retrieve it. After grabbing that, we're ready for step 3 of the Scientific Methods side mission. As a reminder, in Chapter 2, we grabbed Nicole's log. Then we interacted with the hologram and found her secret room where we grabbed the Nicole's Study side mission log. These 2 steps are required in order to do the next step, which is done by entering this calibration control room, I believe it's called. As you enter, there will be a hologram on the table. This kind of cutscene lasts about a minute and a half. You can stay in the room or leave, they'll both count, but once the log comes to an end, you'll complete the side mission objective and it'll let you know by showing you on screen. The next thing we can grab is after taking the little car across the gap when we're trying to refuel the engines. And after you cross the gap, you'll be able to walk forward, watch out for some enemies, and you'll be able to find this somewhat obvious log not far from the door that's locked. As you try to refuel the engines, you'll find that the power is out, and you'll grab a key card as a main mission item, which you can't miss. Take that key card to this kind of maintenance room, and inside you can find node number 10. You'll have to come here as there is a circuit breaker required to solve the puzzle. As you progress with the mission, you'll be asked to go to the centrifuge, and on the way there, you'll have to go through the decontamination room. Before going through that room and into that door, hook around the hallway and follow it to the end to find a log called Chaos. There's also a couple of knickknacks you can grab here. After going into the decontamination room and surviving a little bit of an onslaught, you'll have to exit the room towards the centrifuge, and directly in front of you, you should be able to find an obvious schematic. From the schematic location, just go through the next hallway, and your main objective marker will tell you to turn right. Instead, we're obviously going to turn left, and at the end of the hallway, we can find our 11th node that we've picked up, although you may also be spending some of your credits on additional nodes so that you can level things more. On your way to activating the centrifuge, you'll come through this kind of series of turns going through the hallway here, and you should notice a pretty obvious log chilling on the ground near an opening. There's also some credits inside. You'll then come to what is quite literally the loudest room in the game. For some reason, I think it might be broken, but on your way to the engine room, you should be able to easily find a Flamethrower, which is your next weapon unlock. Another one that's pretty hard to miss. After grabbing the Flamethrower and squeezing through the hole, you'll come into this room that has 3 stories in kind of a vertical column. Go to the left-hand side and you'll find this side room next to an elevator. Go inside of this side room and there are 2 things to grab. Primarily, grab the log on the kind of chair to the left as you enter, and additionally on the far end of the room you can also grab a node. Make sure you grab both of these. We're still in that kind of column of the 3 stories right after we grab the Flamethrower. On the middle floor, as you're working your way down, on the opposite side of the elevator we took, we can find Ripper Blade Schematic. Kind of last but not least, we've made our way into the engine room, which is one of the final areas in this mission. There are 2 things to quickly grab while you're here. Underneath the kind of staircases here, you'll be able to find a node that's actually really well hidden. This one I actually didn't find on my first playthrough of this mission. Additionally, we'll work our way up. You can grab this one at the end of the area or just get it out of the way. But if you work your way to the console that we have to activate, on the chair next to it we can find Flamethrower fuel as a schematic. Last but not least, during Chapter 3, but before Chapter 4, if you do visit a store, you will have 4 new upgrades that you can buy, on average costing about 11,000 credits. You don't need to buy all of them in Chapter 3, but you do definitely want to buy the Heat Accumulator, Kinetic Autoloader, Ricochet Tracer, and Jellified Hydrazine during your playthrough. This is something you'll want to save for and slowly buy them as they become available to you in order to be able to unlock as many achievements and trophies as possible while you beat the game. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. I'll see you in Chapter 4. Peace.